Hello everyone, I'm Scott Keogh, CEO of the Volkswagen Group of America, and I'm here in sunny California, not far from Hollywood, for what is unquestionably one of the brightest days I've had since taking the reins at Volkswagen. Behind me, of course, waiting for its big screen debut, is the real star of the show, the ID. Buzz, our magical, modern microbus, and a true halo for the Volkswagen brand as we accelerate toward an electrified future. What the ID. Buzz symbolizes is twofold. First, of course, is our continued drive to become the leader in sustainable mobility throughout the world, with electric vehicles delivering zero tailpipe emissions. Second is our promise, in that classic Volkswagen way, to actually have fun while we're at it, and in doing so, reclaim our rightful place as the cultural icon we once were. The reason is simple. The ID. Buzz is no doubt a nod to the glory days of the Beetle and the bus, when those iconic vehicles were driving cultural change throughout the world. But it is very much inspired by and designed for the very times we live in, when driving bigger for society and the very survival of this planet is not simply a strategy, it's an imperative. Volkswagen believes we can do good for this place we all call home while doing well in a market that's calling for real change from the automotive industry. As you already know, the Volkswagen Group is investing more than $100 billion globally in electrification and digitization on the road to net carbon neutrality. Volkswagen has been and is a leader in this cause, and I could not be more personally committed to seeing it through. I'm a believer because for the first time ever we have the strategies, the products, and the scale needed to accelerate EV adoption and chart a new course for the Volkswagen brand in the States. Not just a sales and marketing outpost for Germany, but with our dealer partners as an American company, manufacturing and delivering EVs to the millions, not just the millionaires. Just 8 years from now, by 2030, we expect 55% of Volkswagen sales in America to be all electric. Last year, we launched the ID.4, our EV spaceship designed to lead that mission and take America's imagination along for the ride. And now, after an $800 million injection into already extensive Chattanooga plant, we've localized ID.4 production to begin assembling our all-electric SUV right here in the United States. We're going all in with the ID.4 to meet the market with a product it clearly wants in a segment primed for growth. And we plan to double its sales in America in 2022 and double them again in 2023. And frankly, we're just getting started. Volkswagen first tried to reincarnate the microbus about 20 years ago with a concept shown at the Geneva Auto Show in 2001. But frankly, it never hit the mark. And then our designers discovered the magical MEB electric platform. With that foundation, they took the stage and wowed the world at the 2017 Detroit Auto Show with the ID. Buzz concept. Then, later that year, at the Pebble Beach Concours, our global CEO, Dr. Herbert Diess, officially announced we would in fact build it. We would build the dream, a perfect backdrop to announce the return of a classic. But as you're about to see, it's only a classic really at heart. This is very much a 21st century Volkswagen worthy of all of the buzz. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our magical, modern microbus. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. I think the Partridge Family summed it up perfectly. Come on, get happy. And that's exactly what this vehicle does. Supersized Volkswagen logo, two-tone paint, the love of the past, with the brilliance of the future. It looks absolutely ready to roll down Santa Monica Boulevard and take us right to the beach, or frankly, back to the future. Now, to be clear, this is the European version of the ID Buzz that goes on sale in the late summer over there. Here, stateside, we'll have to wait a little bit longer for a more stylized version designed for the American marketplace. But I have no doubt it will be well worth the wait. Fundamentally, I think the designers have done a fantastic job capturing the proportions of the show car. Inside, the European model has 2 rows of seats, and as you can see, is light and airy and has a really pared back Bauhaus style that is pure German design with just enough California cool. That coolness may seem to contradict the red-hot demand Americans have for SUVs and their beloved pickups, but as a father of 3, I can attest to the fact that my wife and I can't deny the practicality of at least this van. In many ways, that's what the original microbus was, just a lot cooler, with that unmistakable Volkswagen wing that transformed it into an absolute icon. And that's precisely what the ID Buzz is, a new generation of cool with the practicality needed for the lifestyle of modern Americans. And to accommodate that lifestyle, the US model with even more of that California cool. Slightly longer wheelbase with 3 rows of seats, just begging for a longboard on top. Speaking of begging, we know people have been asking for years. We know they're waiting as patiently as they can. Our plan is to debut our version in 2023, then we expect the ID Buzz to go on sale in America in 2024. I assure you, I'm pushing to get it here as soon as possible. Personally, because I still have the wanderlust of a 16-year-old, I want my own California camper, because we need the California in California. Rest assured, in the meantime, we are launching a hand raiser page to begin fielding demand as soon as possible, working with our dealer partners on a fully integrated launch plan. In closing, I have to say, when I look at this ID Buzz, I don't see the past. I unquestionably see that future I just mentioned. It's of course easy to get nostalgic about peace and love, to remember that classic mantra, turn on, tune in, drop out, and indeed, in many ways, it symbolizes that Volkswagen magic many have been longing for, because it's the Volkswagen driver who has the potential to change the world. Phil Knight sold the first Nikes out of a Type 2 bus. Steve Jobs sold the one he loved to start Apple. The Jenkins family bought theirs in the pursuit of justice and equality for those who needed a ride along the way. Volkswagen was the vehicle that drove the innovators and the crazy ones, the dreamers and the doers. It's our mission to lead the industry into the new era of mobility, defined by technological triumphs in electrification and digitization. But it's our purpose to once again honor the higher obligation we have to America, to not just get people from point A to point B, but to get them where they need to go so they can tell the world where it's indeed headed next. That is what it means to drive bigger, and that's what we are here to in fact celebrate today. Thank you again for joining me.